Mhm. All right. I'm a little early, so I can figure out the lighting and everything. That's terrible. Man, the lighting is much worse. Maybe if I turn that light off. See if that helps. And then you can prep for these things, and then why is this not going? Maybe it is. You can prep for these things, and then see everything go downhill. All right. So, whether or not somebody joins, we shall see. Did start it a little early. Maybe we'll try the white light. Although this isn't terrible. I don't hate this. But let's try the white light. It's probably a little better. Definitely easier to see things. I could probably actually dim them a little bit. I feel like on a live stream, you kind of have to like air your internal dialogue. All right. Okay. Yes, that looks better. I look rough because I'm getting over the flu, but we're here. We're doing the things. Got my throat coat, and all is well. Otherwise speaking, got 6 minutes until the campaign begins. And I see that I think we have one viewer now, unless I'm reading it wrong. But yeah, getting over a flu, so we lost him. Getting over the flu, so a little bit rough for wear. My mustache looks exactly like you would expect for somebody getting over the flu. So my voice is definitely darker. This is the flu, I'm only half sentient. So, not darker, but I guess I look a little rougher for the wear, and my voice is deeper than it normally is. So, we got 5 minutes until things go live. I checked and messed around with things earlier today, so I should, everything's ready to go and made sure everything, technologically speaking, will work. There is a bit of a delay. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment on the mustache. TMI, but people that have beards and mustaches know when you have a lot of mucus coming out of your face, it gets in the mustache and it's very unpleasant. So that's why it's like a little off. Anyway, also the camera makes it look way less full than it actually is, but whatever, that's not why we're here. We got 4 minutes. Yeah. Anthony, I know that you're into 3D printing. I saw this video where they 3D printed a whole like neighborhood down in Texas. I thought that was absolutely insane. And that's like 3D printed. I thought that was absolutely insane. And that's like 3D printed with like concrete. So that's pretty crazy. What will they think of next? Well, I got a couple surprises. The bookmarks did come in actually today, so I'll be able to show how those turned out. And I will also See, flew. I completely forgot the other thing. Um, that's something. The bookmarks was the main thing. So I'll be showing that off. And obviously the campaign will be starting. So, oh, yes, right. The other thing was we got some fun stuff planned. I got like pretty much 20,000 credits of AI art that we can just make weird stuff with. I have several, I don't remember what they call them, but it's like your own model in the AI tool. So you can kind of like add artwork that you like, and then it'll try to like model it off of it. Tonight, I'll strictly be using AI models that are referencing other AI models because I don't like to steal artists' work and do anything unethical in that way. And of course, none of it's being used for any commercial use, so I don't want to. I know some people are very protective of all of that, so I don't want to step on any toes there unnecessarily. Again, those of you joining in, we are less than 2 minutes away, and if I sound weird and look a little off, it's because I'm getting over the flu. I actually stayed home from work today, but maybe it helps because my voice probably sounds a little bit more like deeper, almost like radio hosty, although maybe the nasalness from the congestion counteracts that. I don't know. But welcome to the Bat Cave. You can see my Green Lantern back there, my wall of comic books, and some of the rogue. It's always reverse. Some of the rogues over here. I got Bane and Scarecrow, Harley Quinn. I mean, it's all. I actually have a video of me going through everything. I'm gonna try to share the screen now since we are like a minute away. Da-da-da-da. So that way you're seeing my screen and not my face entirely. Although my face is down there in the corner. So right here, when it hits 8:30, I'm gonna click I'm ready to launch. Maybe I should go ahead and click it just in case there's more to it. I've never done a Kickstarter, so we got 30 days. They suggested 30 days because I guess it has a higher success rate. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna lie, pretty nervous. All right, it's 8:30, so let's hit launch project. Launch the launch party. All right, did it work? Okay. Congratulations, your project is live. Now spread the word about your project to help each other bring it to life. How's it going? I don't want to answer that right now. This is obviously the way it looks for me. Let's go ahead and put this in the live chat just to make people's days a little easier. Although, you know what? That's going to be a link for me, not you guys. So here's how I have to circumnavigate that. I have to Google it. It's so annoying. And then copy and paste the link that way. Maybe it would work if I use the link that I got from like my account, but I'm like super paranoid. So, all right, there it is. So that should take you right to the page. So here we have the campaign in its full glory. It says 29 days ago, but I mean, it just started, so we're fine. Now, the thing about Kickstarter is if we don't reach the goal, everybody gets either a refund or they don't collect it until the campaign is done. I don't remember which. I think it's that they don't collect it until the campaign is done. So if it doesn't reach the goal, then you don't end up spending your money. So that's one of the risks of Kickstarter as opposed to Indiegogo. But the thing is like Kickstarter is a little, so I've heard, I don't know, this is my first time using it. Kickstarter seems to have better like self-marketing where you don't necessarily have to pay whereas Indiegogo is like you're literally all on your own. So first I thought it said 18 backed. I'm like, what? That was quick. But that's how many campaigns I've backed. So there's the finalized cover right there. It's actually emailing the printer a little bit today. So let's see. You got the book summary there. Although this is, I had to add a few commas because I had did one last round of editing before putting it on the actual cover. Nobody wants to see a grammatical error on the cover, you know. A lot of people, you know, the book's called Servants of Judgment. A lot of people think that it is spelt with that extra E, but it's actually not for the American spelling of the word. So anyway, they're both technically correct, but the English, like American version, does not have that extra E. I had the artist do this art way before I knew what the spine thickness was going to be, so I just asked him to make it really long. So I'm actually glad that the spine is pretty thick because a lot of it doesn't end up being cut off here. Because like this guy getting stabbed by Valandra is awesome, and you know Talia is not super cut off either. Very excited for you guys to meet Valandra. She is my favorite female character, hands down. All right, the tiers, you have the ebook for $10. You have the ebook physical book combination for $20. The shipping on that is going to be lower than the other tiers because it's just a book. So I can ship it for media mail, which is only like $5 as opposed to like $10. So I learned that last time with the Veil of Stars that is an option. And they count it as not as media mail if you have even like a bookmark in there, but you can always hide the bookmark. I don't know if that's ethical, but it is what I did. All right. Next is Narbad's Axes package. Ebook, physical book, Narbad sigil sticker, and Narbad sticker. Specifically, it's this artwork here. We still have the Narbad stickers from Saga 1 available, I think, on the Mistwood website if you still wanted one of those. As well as the Narbad sigil sticker right there. They're about like that big. I've actually used them before. Lyra's Knowledge package for those who missed out on the Veil of Stars. This package comes with ebooks and physical copies of both the Veil of Stars and Servants of Judgment. So it's for those who are new to the series and want to catch up, get it all done under one swift stroke. Blondo Rage package is kind of the ideal middle of the road package. Someone that wants to spend a little bit more money, maximize what they're getting out of it. And with this, you get everything from before, but you also get the visual companion, 3 logo stickers, the Narbad sticker, and the Valandra and Redwind, which later you'll get to see this tiger art a little bit better, and it's so good. It's so good. Now, I will say the visual companion, there it is. The visual companion this time is much more of a luxury item. So I just keep checking to see if there's still people viewing. I don't want to be rambling if nobody's here. The visual companion is a much more of a luxury item this time. It's like I went all out. Now, for Saga 3, I don't know if I'll go so much all out because one thing I learned in my 2-year hiatus is just how not logical visual companions are from like a financial standpoint. But, you know, we have it for now. And it's really, really good, I have to admit. I outdid myself. It's quite big, actually, quite large, despite the fact that this book's a little bit, I don't know if it has less characters than the Veil of Stars, but it feels like it does. The Companion's Hoard is for people that want like 10 copies of the book. So that's if you wanted to give them as Christmas presents, or you, excuse me, if you have a store. These will have barcodes, so that's doable. And you, of course, are getting them at a slight discount. And then we have the Books Knowledge package, which is kind of pretty neat. You get 2 of everything from the previous tier. and you can get these 2 hoodies, but the colors and the character on the hoodies can be swappable. So within reason, like some art might not be possible, but we can talk it out and see what you want. So, and then we have the Valandra's Redemption package, and there's only one of these. With this package, you get the map that I drew by hand and then scanned and put it in the book. The one thing is that the actual map itself does not have the title card or the compass. So I will leave it up to whoever gets that to, if they want me to try to draw that on there or do something else with it, or if they just want to keep it the way it is, because that's the way it is in the book. The logo and compass were added digitally afterwards. So you also get a memento of the character Valandra, kind of hinting at her future arc called Demon Slayer. You can see the logo for that right here, and a hand-drawn sketch, the original hand-drawn sketch I did of Zipes Longroot. I will take it right out of my notebook that I had all my ideas from in college, and I will do my best to keep it safe, and I will get that to you. I'll sign it. Obviously, every book that is sold in this campaign will be signed, so no worries there. A little bit of an inside look at the visual companion, some add-ons. When you pick your tier, you can add on something. Let me just make sure no one's messaging. All right, cool. The link works. There is a Narbed t-shirt you can get as an add-on, nice and big. Some checkpoint rewards. Obviously, we're a long way to that point, but there's a sticker thing that we can do, and obviously any of these would be possible as a hoodie on that customizable thing. Any of these guys would be. That's Narbad's dad. And so on and so forth. I mean, that's a little bit like we're not there yet. So a little bit about the author. All right, so for those that might be technologically challenged, let's run through a hypothetical how you might order something, and then I'll show you guys the bookmarks. The bookmarks came in today, and then we'll check and see if we have any orders that have come in. Oh, well, spoiler alert, we've already made it to 720. That's pretty darn amazing. That's actually really, and it's one backer. So somebody got the Valandra's package already. That's really, really amazing. Somebody really went out of their way to, I mean, if I wasn't recovering from the flu, I'd probably be in tears, but all of my tears are coming out of my nose and have been all day. So yeah. Excuse me. Thank you so much. As it says on the Valandra's Rage package, like you're really extending a lifeline for Mistwood Publishing, and I really can't thank you enough for doing that, because admittedly I've made a lot of mistakes, but one thing I did in the last 2 years is I really took a hard look at things and tried to fix and learn from my mistakes. So let's say that I wanted to do that. So I'd click pledge. You can do a bonus support. You can do shipping. And so here is the add-on option. So you could add the mug. You could add a Veil of Stars. You could add the t-shirt. You could add the visual companion. None of the add-ons add any extra shipping. There's no like big prints this time, because I realized just how much that really hurt. It made shipping really complicated, like just the size of it. And so then I felt like I had to roll them up, but then I felt like I was damaging them. So they were also like way more expensive to make than I ever thought they would be. So anyway, that's why there's not a whole bunch of prints, because it was really hard to ship them and very expensive to print them. That was one of the lessons I learned, was that I needed to make tiers that didn't eat into my costs as much. So like more things that were pure profit, and the so yeah, the prints were probably the worst at eating up into that. So let's check this and then go to stop sharing. Let's look at the bookmarks. But specifically, they have to be a backer that has a physical tier. So, if you just get the ebook, I'm not going to mail a bookmark. Here it is. It's nice and big. Oh. So it looks, the light is seriously glaring on it, but here, maybe if I block this, that's a little better. And then I think the piece de resistance is that back. Really catches all the really important parts of the cover very nicely. So every physical backer will get one of these. So pretty much any tier but the ebook, you get one of these for free. So Servants of Judgment, get the Narbad logo, Redegazar, the red, my name, and then of course this. Very nice. Super cool. It's also a matte lamination. I'm just not a big glossy lamination person, So that's what I'm trying to figure out with the printer right now, like the new printer, is, what their matte lamination looks and feels like. Man. It's throat coat. It's not booze, okay? I'm recovering from the flu, so. All right, well, let's try to refresh it. Let's go back here. Obviously, I'm not going to actually check out, as that would be. Obviously, I'm eager to see who got the Valandra package, but I don't want to put their information up on the screen. So no updates yet. We're still at the 1. But I mean that's a way more than I expected to do on the first day. Oops. I know I'm not actually sharing the screen right now, so I guess I could probably actually look and see who did it. Who? My computer is the worst at, I have to actually refresh to catch emails. Except Kickstarter didn't send me an email. How positively strange. Indiegogo would always send you an email anytime you got any kind of a sale. Maybe it's just being slow. I don't know. Although I guess it's with my, that's weird. It's not with my Mistwood email account. I don't know what that is. All right, well, if you have any suggestions for weird things you'd like to see put into AI, we can do that. I'll share the screen again. Entire screen. What? Don't you hate it when you're about to click something and then something else loads and it moves it down and you accidentally click something you didn't mean to click? That happens to me all the time. All the time. I know that 8:30 is probably not the greatest time to be starting a campaign, but the real, the truth of it is that I have kids, and nothing like this was going to happen while they were awake. That I can guarantee you. So You know what's crazy is with this one tier, it basically feels like we're halfway there already. I mean, that's what it feels like because I'm pretty confident. Oh, we just got another one. So, I mean, we are very close to being halfway there in the first night, which is really, really encouraging. You know, when I made this, I didn't know if anybody was going to take this tier, like, excuse me. I didn't know if anybody was going to do it, but I took a shot and I'm so thankful. I mean, this is not an exaggeration. This is a character who messes up a lot and just keeps falling back into the same bad mistakes over and over. But Gesu does not give up on her, just as his grace does not give up on us. Narbad forgives her time after time, and that is what this tear is. Grace from Mistwood and this dream of mine. It's a lifeline, is a chance to be reborn like a phoenix from the ashes. And it really is. I can't go into why I took a 2-year break because it's just very deeply personal, but there was a good reason. There was a good reason for the break. And it nearly broke me, but I'm here. Charlie Kirk, what happened to him, I just kind of realized I had to kind of suck up my own personal problems and do my part, do what I can. That for Charlie Kirk video I did certainly got a lot of negative. I got way more dislikes, but that does not bother me in the slightest, and I'm not even surprised by it at all. So when I was starting out writing these books, I often would tell myself and other people that even if like 2 people read my books, that I would be satisfied and that would be everything to me. And so, I mean, that's what you guys are doing. And I don't want to like disparage family, but when it's not family, it's like even more because, family is family, right? So anyway, it's really nice. One thing that's nice is there's been a few, I don't think they're going to back the campaign because they're college kids, but there's been a few college kids that have picked up my book and it was kind of like crazy because they were like absolutely like gushing about it. And I was like, wow, okay. You know, most people that have read the book, we haven't seen each other for years in some instances. And, family is family. And obviously with family, you're not convinced if they're telling you what you want to hear or if that's what they honestly think. And that's not any dig on family. It just is what it is. I think anybody would feel that. If you write a novel, it's very personal. And one thing I learned with Saga 1 is to be able to take criticism and to be able to cipher through what is actual criticism and when is somebody just being a jerk, right? And a lot of what I was getting was just somebody being a jerk. A big tell is that they don't actually offer any criticisms. It's just a bunch of like insulting you personally or like generic, like your book sucks. Anyway, let's do something funny with AI. Let's check one more time and then let's do something funny with AI. I'll look and see if there are any recommendations. We got 3 backers. We are very close. We are $15 away from being halfway. One of the nice things about nothing on the AI yet. One of the nice things about being on Kickstarter now, I feel weird saying this, but I've used it on things, so that's maybe not a brag, but it's a weird flex. But they offer like payment, like you can split it into like 3 interest-free payments. So I don't know. It's a pretty nice deal. I have definitely utilized that, maybe too much on things. All right, let's do something funny with AI. So I have various models here that I have trained with AI. Some of them I do to help my illustrators visualize what I want in an illustration. Otherwise, I wouldn't put their art in an AI. And then I have things that I found cool AI on Pinterest, and I wanted to make a model. So you upload these like 10 pictures, and so everything that you suggest to the AI is filtered through that model, and you can choose the weight. So we have the red moon filter. We're going to have the weight be like. The AI does take a bit of internet, so if it gets a little laggy, I apologize. Dark fantasy. Well, we don't want that as just the. Well, here's the prompt. Okay. Let's do. You could see what I was trying to test it out, and it did not do a very good job with it, but I have a way to help. Let's do Superman getting. Yeah, it's very laggy because it takes a lot, and so does live streaming. Beat up by Batman. You know, I'm a Batman guy, although I do also love Green Lantern. And I love Superman. Don't get me wrong. But I like Henry Cavill more. All right. Don't hate me for that. All right. So I can then take it and do a quick enhance. And it will make my prompt better. So you can see it has filled in something cool here. So let's get 2 images out of this for 20 credits. We'll see how long it takes. Sometimes it's very fast and sometimes it takes forever. Let's see if well, I can always use my phone to check my email. It's weird that Indiegogo sent, well, we got one. It's weird that Indiegogo sends emails when you get a backer, but Kickstarter doesn't. I did not expect that. To be honest with you, I kind of liked it because it was like, ooh, I got another one. Well, it doesn't look like he's beating him up. It looks more like Superman has already been subdued. Although Batman's face is certainly, I'm not going to lie, the hand placement, this is actually really weird and uncomfortable. But that's what I meant by weird things on AI. It's also really bad at spelling things. Brotman. That's better. I like these guys in the background. It's creepy. And Batman's hands are really creepy too. I actually like this one. It's giving me some Dark Knight Returns vibes. Although this leg and doesn't match up with that. Doesn't match up with that at all. All right, so for those that are just coming in, let me show you the bookmarks. I know that I'm pretty small there in the corner, but every physical backer gets one of these. It's very nice. It's quite big. The book that you are potentially ordering is as thick as the Veil of Stars and the Silver Mist put together. It's 2.5 inches thick, and it is it's like over 100,000 words longer. So, but it doesn't feel that way because you have 3 different arcs that are giving you 3 different flavors. It goes by really fast, and you can read it in several different ways. You can read it traditionally, or you can read it by arc, or you could read 2 chapters of this arc and then like catch up over here. Like each chapter is labeled with the sigil of that arc, which you'll very quickly be able to figure out which is which. So obviously this is Narbad's. I didn't notice this earlier. I had asked it to make a gnome riding a bunny, or did I say cat? Either way, this is much. I mean, the horns, I don't know any gnomes that have horns, but Cats, maybe. Maybe there's a cat with horns. I do. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I like that. Okay, like this is what AI is good for. Like, would I ever use this for money? No. Although I did use a little bit in the visual companion, but the only reason is because I already spent so much money on artists and it was not much. So, anyway, this is actually pretty cool. I like it. You know, I put the antlers on the monkey in Saga 1, so don't put it past me to do this as well. All right, let's see the campaign. Let's refresh it, and then let's go back to the AI. Still very close to halfway in under an hour, under 30 minutes. So it's pretty good. Got 5 people watching. Hello, 4 people. Which, make no mistake, is more than I thought, especially if you heard that I had the flu and getting over the flu because, you know, everybody wants to see me hack my lungs up. All right. Let's do Green Lantern. I'm not going to disrespect Wolverine. I love Wolverine. My favorite Marvel character. Fights. I wish I could do Conan O'Brien. That's what came to my head. I love Conan O'Brien, but a hockey player in space. Let's see what our enhanced prompt can spit out. Quick enhance. A dramatic cosmic area. Green Lantern stands posed, his luminous green emblem glowing fiercely against the vastness of space. All right. Let's see what it spits out here. The throat coat's working. I haven't coughed that much. So, any AI suggestions? Hey, glad you learned a lot about comic books from my class. I do love Brent Burns. Yes, Santa, that was a cool twist on Santa Claus. I liked, maybe he could have, panthers or whatever you want to call that with antlers instead of reindeer. I mean, it would certainly scare people more. Looks like I missed a lot here. Joined a little late. What are we talking about? The new book launched today. There's a link up at the top here if you want to check it out. I'm excited to read your new book. Cool twist on Santa. I hope so too. Today I was absolutely miserable all day. It's like one of those flus where if I eat something, my stomach gets really unhappy too. So I do love Brent Burns. I actually have a signed Brent Burns helmet back there, like one of the memorabilia helmets, not an actual hockey helmet, but I miss him. He had such personality. Has his own exotic zoo down in Texas, but the Carolina Hurricanes traded him to Colorado. Though I'll be honest, I'm not feeling it that bad because our new goalie, Brandon Bussey, is absolutely amazing. He's like setting records. Look at how thick Green Lantern is. 2 C's. I mean, I like the texture. This is like the texture that I specifically had found AI art on Pinterest where I kind of liked the kind of this like texture to it. Now, you would think this would be a blue lantern, but That is not a Blue Lantern logo, but he is wearing blue. All right, Green Lantern is I like the neon and the ice. That's very dramatic. Very cinematic. The gauntlets might be a little much. AI still struggles with hands a little bit, but I felt like that turned out pretty well. Maybe let's do 2 more of that. And then let's do something with a little bit more humor. He's very caked up. I mean, I wish I looked like that. I mean, look at those triceps. I'm not going to lie. I'm intentionally avoiding females because I learned that it cakes them up a lot too. So, fair warning for those that are trying to stay pure of hot. See, this is like epic. Although I kind of wish Green Lantern had a hockey stick made out of the ring, but look at those arms. See, that's the difference between guys. We see something like that and we're like, that's awesome. Girls are like, can't do that. Which, fair enough. When I see Henry Cavill, I get a little insecure. I like the helmet. We're leaning into the fantasy element of it. Looks like Green Lantern has a little bit of a helmet on too. I don't know what this is. Honestly, this is why I like this model so much, is it gives you some pretty great stuff. That gives me an idea, though, for something hilarious. Let's see. Green Lantern. Again, it lags because of the live stream. Green Lantern flies through space on a bearded toad. And then let's enhance it. See, I've wasted hours doing this sort of thing. That's what most of this is. You can see I tried coming up with the high school I work at now. They don't have a whole lot of swag. So I was trying to come up with a football pirate player to put on a hoodie. This was the one I was kind of leaning towards. The only thing is his eyes are a little... Anyway, there's so much you can do with it. As long as, it's not commercial, then they're not really hurting anybody. Oh, that looks awesome. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. That's both hilarious. He's not really flying through space, but I like the sorcerer creepy vibe here. Now you know why I waste so much time on this. I burned through my credits really fast. Well, this one got the bearded part right. The bearded toad. He is more flying. I mean, the fact that this is possible is wild to me. I also love just how buff all the heroes are. All right, let's check on the campaign while that does a couple more here. All right, again, there's a link to this at the top of the chat. For those of you wondering, no, I'm not a career YouTuber. I make no illusions to being good at it. I have not seen Google VO yet. I've mainly stuck to the whatever this one is called, Open Art AI. All right, let's look at our flying toads. Look at that magic. I like his weird arms. He's missing the beard, but I love the cape. Beautiful things that we're creating together. Now, okay, that's the best one so far. First of all, he's fat, and I love that, but he's also swole. And he's got the beard, and Green Lantern, you could reason that that is Green Lantern powery looking. Honestly, I love the teeth. He looks British. Sorry if there's any British people in the audience. I can't help but make that joke anytime it comes up. Although I love the creature's mouth and the eyes in this one. I love this one's beard and Green Lantern's muscles. I like this one's pose and arms and the cape. But this one just has kind of that extra beer belly, thing that's missing. I love it. Any suggestions for anybody that want to see anything weird in AI? All you got to do is leave a comment. This is still loading for some reason. Again, we've already reached far further than I suspected tonight, but we are $15 away from halfway. And one of the beautiful things once we reach the goal is that just $100 after reaching that goal, everybody gets a sheet of stickers that they can have for free. Everybody that gets a physical tier gets that, in addition to the bookmark. Yeah, bookmark. This bookmark, I mean, that alone. Yeah. A little bit after that, everyone gets the HD wallpaper of the cover and their phones as well. Make a version of it for the phone. And then it gets exciting once you get to 2,700, which is collectible buttons. I actually have a button making machine. It's actually really easy to do. So I have no qualms with doing that for, even like 80 people. And then if we get really high up, then a coaster to put your cup on, and then a keychain, which honestly, probably the one I'm most excited about. I would want one too. So, and then if it goes beyond that, I'll come up with some more stuff. But anyway, so did I click AI again? No, okay. Let's see if there's any new suggestions. What if we did Batman as an anger management teacher? I like it. Excuse me as I blow my nose. As I've said, I'm getting over the flu. It does have a nice ring to it. That's why I went with it. I also wanted to avoid people thinking that I'm a woman, because it has happened so many times in my life. Like when I went to college, they gave me a girls' dorm, which sounds great, and of course it is, but obviously I couldn't stay in there. They realized I was a dude, but Batman. When I signed up to help with Upward Basketball, they put me as a cheerleader. That some of you I might have had at Boone County High School. There was a day there, this student worker came in and he was like, I'm looking for a Mrs. Mowry. And I was like, do you mean Mr. Mowry? And this is as much attitude as they had. I'm not exaggerating. Probably misspelled that. And they were like, I'm pretty sure it's Mrs. Mowry. And I was like, there's only one adult in here. There's only one adult in here, so I'm Mr. Mowry. I'm not lying to you. As an anger management teacher in Wisconsin. Or no, better. At Arkham. All right. Let's do the enhance. It's always worth it. It's always worth it. Okay. So let's have that cooking while I show people yet again how to back the campaign if maybe you're technologically challenged like some people, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The tech guy at my school district quit today, so I'm sure, they need somebody that's good with tech. All right, so you look around, you say, oh, well, that sounds nice. You can either click this right here, or you can go up here, back this project, and should bring you to more or less the same place. It says rewards aren't guaranteed. That really only happens if we don't reach our goal, in which case you don't lose any money. So there's really no risk in it for you unless I die. So let's hope that doesn't happen. So you'd click pledge, and it tells you what's in the package. Stop that. You can add add-ons if you wanted that mug. You can add the first book. You can add the t-shirt if you wanted to add that to your order, or the visual companion. And then it adds it all up together. You can add a bonus if you want. There's the shipping, and you click continue and you check out. It's really that simple. Let me just double check that it's the same way if we do it from here. Why does the United States have to be at the bottom or close to the bottom? You can see that the United States is where it's cheaper. Continue. Okay, yeah, it is the same. All right. So anyway, that's basically the gist of how you would back it. And Kickstarter offers payment plans. All right, let's look at Batman as an anger management teacher. Okay, Batman, I think your students might be a little bit, Oh, I like the medieval look, though. I was kind of hoping that it would put some of the rogues gallery in it, but that's probably asking too much. Let's simplify the prompt. Sometimes the extra makes it more complicated. Man, my spelling is really good when I have a flu. Anger management instructor at. Oh, see, that's what I mean. Wow, I'm firing on all cylinders right now. When I get very congested, my brain operates at a very minimal level. Management is one of those words that I will always spell wrong. I will be honest with you. Joker and Two-Face are his students. And let's actually, I doubt it's going to, not Babe. I doubt it's going to do Bane justice, but let's just give it a shot. See what it does. And then if it's still bad, we can always do the, maybe I'm finally getting emails from Kickstarter. Oh, that was fast. Doesn't look like an anger management class. And they both look like Joker. Very creepy Joe. Oh, wow. Okay. Excuse me. That's what my coughs sounded like most of the day. We got bat nipples. We got bat nipples, ladies and gentlemen. And Batman is also somehow also the Joker. Kind of demonic looking. Let's do the prompt. Quick enhance. Sometimes the AI might not know what Arkham Asylum is. It'll know what more famous characters are, like Joker and Harley. These look better. So we got 2 Jokers, and a bunch of nonsense on the board. But Batman does look like he's teaching and dripping some weird fluid on the floor. I mean, bald medieval Joker is something. Batman, you could probably be better at spelling. I like the vibe of this Joker, though. He's bald. I respect that. We've never seen a bald Joker. Although Gotham, he kind of was bald. I have that mug. It's one of my all-time favorites. It is such a good mug. It really is. It's a really nice mug. It has the perfect ounce count, I don't know. Well, at least they're actually having a discussion. There's a lot of Jokers. So again, it doesn't seem to realize who Bane or Two-Face are, but Joker is very recognizable. So let's switch out for one I know that it knows. Well, I mean, it had the flipping the coin thing. We don't want a muscular. Well, I guess that's for Bane. Absolutely flips a hammer or a gun. No. We'll see what it does with this. We'll see. I doubt Bane's going to show up, but at least the prompt tried. I'm going to check and see if Kickstarter was sending me emails yet. It's very weird that they don't do that. Here's my promotional credit. Clarification. Oh, that's definitely spam. You get a very fake. Their name is Ariabi Oluwadamarolori, and they're saying that they're a backer of the campaign. That's not suspicious at all. It's not suspicious at all. Well, that's the ugliest Harley Quinn I've ever seen. Alrighty then. Well, at least that one's kind of female looking. I love Batman, though. Look at him. Dude, that's sick. I love Batman there. So we can do something here where we create a very subtle variation and a very strong variation. See what it pumps out for us. Yeah, so let's see here. How fake do you think this email is? Look at that name. That's real. You're not looking for my financial information at all. Yeah, not at all. It is very weird that Kickstarter doesn't send emails. All right. Let's see. Looks like it's done with both of them. I know the original was better. Now he's really short. All right, well, anyway. Let's try it again. Batman teaches Joker and Harley Quinn how not to be stupid. Quick enhance. Who sat cross-legged on the ground? I love it. I love it. All right, we still got four people. That's still pretty good numbers. More than I was. Why are they in the middle of the street? They seem to really want to be there. I don't know who this is. That's just a really creepy Joker, but I love Batman's vibes here. It looks like he's giving a lecture. I guess I didn't really make it sound like a classroom. Let's try again. We'll do something more fantasy after this. Looks like he's going to use his finger guns. He just might. Yeah, I'm not clicking the link. You know, Margot Robbie's usually who. Oh. You're frozen. Help. Now we're back. Never mind. So, are we frozen? Yeah, I'm not clicking that. I'm not clicking his email any more than I have. Not responding to that. The thing with the AI is it does slow things down. So, I love that these Jokers look like, it almost looks like a dad, how I looked when my dad was lecturing me when I was a kid. I kind of wonder if that's actual Japanese. I doubt it. I love the red. Batman looking a little more mischievous. I feel like they're combining Harley and Joker into one person. All right, let's do something with some fantasy elements to it. Wolverine. Fights a horde of goblins. In a not desert. Let's do blizzard. Assuming I spelled that right. I'd kind of crack up if it did the animal Wolverine. Which, I mean, let's just go back and appreciate the frog for a second, like the space frog. I think that's still the best thing we've come up with. Oh, there was one of those Batman angles that was really, where he was just like this, and all the folds of his cape. We had some hockey stuff. Love the helmet there. Yeah, this was the most awkward one to start with. This was the first one. We're not going to analyze it. And then this is one I did trying to just test and see if the live stream could handle the AI at the same time. There we go. This looks epic. Wolverine is a goblin. These are some pretty cool looking goblins. Also, look at his fingers. That's not right. Still, I like this guy. Those teeth. I don't know how he eats. It's interesting it can't separate, first of all, the hands, but also the other things that he's fighting. It's interesting. All right. Let's see. A disfigured knight stands atop his fallen foe in Steelwood. Mistwood. You know, you got to represent. All right, auto enhance. And let's do 4. Create. Let's double check here, just see how things are progressing. Again, made way more progress than I ever thought tonight. We're, for all intents and purposes, basically halfway. So, and it's only been, it's about to be an hour. So that's pretty good. Jeremy was the bullfrog, or Jeremiah was the bullfrog. I like the frog too. There's no gambling, but I'm not sure I understand the reference. Unless you're referring to the hockey player. Whoa. They really went for the disfigured look. I like that. That's a strong start to that. That is also quite gruesome. That's not a person. Epic armor, though. That's really creepy. As you can tell, I like the dark fantasy vibes. I like his face, though. He really defeated his enemy. So, let me show you something cool that can be done with this. Let's ultimate upscale. So, precise upscale. Let's do fast. I don't know how it's going to affect the other stuff, so the live stream, which I do have work in the morning, so probably wrapped up soon. It's been a great turnout so far. Let's wait for that to cook. Honestly, one of the highlights of the night was Green Lantern just showing off that he's been working out those glutes. Look at all that mist and fog. Epicness. Mm-hmm. All right, let's look. Let's have another look here. Still there, but again, way better than I was expecting. I honestly didn't think anyone was going to get the 900 one. Obviously, when the stream is done, I'm going to look at the more specifics, but I can't pull that up now because it would give access to people's financial information. All right. So this is kind of a cool thing you can do, is that you can kind of decide if you want the more clear, like which version you would like more. I kind of like this. So, and then you can download as You can download as a vector? I didn't realize that. I'm sure certain things can be downloaded as a vector. Of course, it opens automatically with the worst. No. Okay, well. Now we can do it. Open with. It's so stupid that one of these is way better than the other. All right. And of course, everything's slowed down. Come on. I believe in you. Stop it. There we go. Now we can look closer at the. I don't think that face makes a whole lot of sense. It's almost like kind of orcish looking with like some metal. Interesting. Anyway, it's just some cool things you can do with AI. For sure. All right. Hey, I hope you have a good night too. Thanks for tuning in and making the chat and all of that. I really appreciate it. Obviously I miss all you guys. Wish, it was easier to see people and things like that, but it is what it is, I'm going to exit the screen sharing. So we've been streaming for about an hour and 11 minutes, and we've had a really strong start to the campaign. Thank you for those that tuned in and for those that participated, and especially those, that backed. Again, everybody that backs the campaign will get one of these suckers, but it has to be a physical tier, so not the ebook. That's probably the best part. It's a nice big bookmark, good quality, nice smooth matte lamination. So every physical backer will get that. Thanks again, guys. This very sick person is going to take some NyQuil and go to sleep. So thanks again for tuning in for the live lunch party, and especially for those that understood the Office reference. I think some people thought I was genuinely stupid. But have a good night. Thank you so much, and thank you for everything.